Hey everybody, Toby here with PE Garage. I'm going to show you how I tear apart this front suspension on the Mustang and get it ready for final assembly, believe it or not, on this episode of PE Garage. Alright, so here's what we're dealing with. A lot of these pieces have been powder coated, but they're just kind of thrown together. So all the bolts were just kind of temporary. So I'm going to pull it all apart, and we're going to have these repowder coated. We're going to use new bolts to assemble the whole thing. We're going to polish the Ride Tech ShockWaves as well as hub that we're using on this. These also will get cleaned out, and we'll pack the wheel bearings, mount the brake calipers, run the brake lines, and get ready to go. So we're not going to do all that this episode, but we're going to pull it apart and show you how it looks. Alright, so everything is apart. We got the control arms off, got the airbags off, spindles are off, everything's been disassembled. So now it's time to take the control arms to our powder coater, Hammer Custom powder coating, and get them recoated in a color that I like a little better. Still not sure what to do with this rack. I'm not real happy with this thread at the end. I'll either coat it, or if I can get this end off, send it off and have it remachined so that I've got a left hand, right hand adjustment so that the toe end is a little easier to adjust right now. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so here are the parts and pieces ready to be dolled up. So these 4 control arms are all going off to powder coat. The Ride Tech ShockWaves and the billet hubs are going to Texas Premier Polishing to get polished up. The spindles are good as is, but I've got them here just to kind of show you. I've already started with some Allen bolts. Turn these in the lathe, and that looks pretty good. Turn this down a little too much, so I went ahead and ordered polished chrome bolts. The bolts I'll be using on all the suspension pieces are polished chrome from Colony Machine, along with some billet anodized beauty washers, and then also some chrome lock nuts, just for a nice finished look. You can see when this thing was kind of thrown together, we just kind of used whatever bolts we had, and so clearly that's not finished product. So this will all get cleaned up and dolled up. We don't make cup washers for the 7/16 or the 1/2 inch yet. It's just really not a lot of call for them. So I'm planning on sticking with the beauty washers for now. But I think it'll give it a nice finished look. Everything will look kind of like this once it's together. So that's it for this installment of PE Garage. Tune in next time. Hopefully I'll have some more bolts. Maybe have this stuff back from the polisher and the powder coater. I can finally put this front suspension back together for good. Once that's done, we'll move on to plumbing the brakes. I still haven't finished mounting these hood hinges. I've got one of them done. I've got another episode cooking for you, so that once that's complete, you'll kind of get to see how I did that, how I machined that aluminum using a router table. So until next time, this is Toby with PE Garage, telling you to get out in your garage and make something awesome.